This standard unit has been established in objective science for the possibility of exactly defining and comparing the differences between the gradations of the processes of the subjective sensations of separate conscious individuals, and also of what are called diverse tempos among various objective cosmic phenomena, which are manifested in various spheres of our great universe and which actualize all cosmic arisings, both large and small. The chief particularity of the process of the flow of time in the presence of cosmic arisings of various scales consists in this, that all of them perceive it in the same way and in the same sequence. In order that you may meanwhile represent to yourself, if only approximately, what I have just said, let us take as an example the process of the flow of time proceeding in any drop of water in that decanter standing there on the table. Every drop of water in that decanter is in itself also a whole independent world, a world of microcosmoses. In that little world, as in other cosmoses, there also arise and exist relatively independent infinitesimal individuals or beings. For the beings of that infinitesimal world also, time flows in the same sequence in which the flow of time is sensed by all individuals in all other cosmoses. These infinitesimal beings also, like the beings of cosmoses of other scales, have their experiences of a definite duration for all their perceptions and manifestations, and also, like them, they sense the flow of time by the comparison of the duration of the phenomena around them. Exactly like the beings of other cosmoses, they are born, they grow up, they unite and separate for what are called sex results, and they also fall sick and suffer, and ultimately, like everything existing in which objective reason has not become fixed, they are destroyed forever. For the entire process of the existence of these infinitesimal beings in this smallest world, time of a definite proportionate duration also ensues from all the surrounding phenomena which are manifested in the given cosmic scale. For them also, time of definite length is required for the processes of their arising and formation, as well as for various events in the process of their existence up to their complete final destruction. In the whole course of the process of existence of the beings of this drop of water also, corresponding sequential definite what are called passages of the flow of time are also required. A definite time is required for their joys and for their sorrows, and in short, for every other kind of indispensable being experiencing, down to what are called runs of bad luck, and even to periods of thirst for self-perfection. I repeat, among them also, the process of the flow of time has its harmonious sequence, and this sequence ensues from the totality of all the phenomena surrounding them. The duration of the process of the flow of time is generally perceived and sensed in the same way by all the aforementioned cosmic individuals and by the already completely formed, what are called instinctivized units, but only with that difference which ensues from the difference in the presences and states at the given moment of these cosmic arisings. It must be noticed, however, my boy, that though for separate individuals existing in any independent cosmic unit, their definition of the flow of time is not objective in the general sense, yet nevertheless, for them themselves it acquires a sense of objectivity since the flow of time is perceived by them according to the completeness of their own presence. The same drop of water, which we have taken as an example, can serve for a clearer understanding of this thought of mine. Although, in the sense of general universal objectivity, the whole period of the process of the flow of time in that same drop of water is for the whole of it subjective, yet for the beings existing in the drop of water itself, the said given flow of time is perceived by them as objective. For the clarification of this, those beings called hypochondriacs can serve, who exist among the three-brained beings of the planet Earth, which has taken your fancy. To these terrestrial hypochondriacs, it very often seems that time passes infinitely slowly and long, and as they express themselves, it drags phenomenally tediously. And so, exactly in the same way, it might also sometimes seem to some of the infinitesimal beings existing in that drop of water, assuming, of course, that there happen to be such hypochondriacs among them, that time drags very slowly and phenomenally tediously. But actually, from the point of view of the sensation of the duration of time by your favorites of the planet Earth, the whole length of the existence of the beings' microcosmoses lasts only a few of their minutes, and sometimes even only a few of their seconds. Now, in order that you may still better understand time and its peculiarities, we may as well compare your age with the corresponding age of a being existing on that planet Earth. And for this comparing of ours, we too must take the same standard unit of time, which, as I've already told you, objective science employs for such calculations. Bear in mind, first of all, that according to the data about which you will also learn when I shall later have specially explained to you the fundamental laws of world creation and world maintenance, it is also established by the same objective science that in general all normal three-brained beings, and amongst them certainly even the beings arising on our planet Karatas, sense the sacred ego kulnatsnarnian action. For the definition of time 49 times more slowly than the same sacred action is sensed by the sacred individuals dwelling on the most holy Sun Absolute. Consequently, the process of the flow of time for the three-brained beings of our Karatas flows 49 times more quickly than on the Sun Absolute. And thus, it should flow also for the beings breeding on the planet Earth. And it is also calculated that during the period of time in which the sun Samos actualizes its nearest approach to the sun Selos, which period of the flow of time is considered a year for the planet Karatas, the planet Earth actualizes in relation to its sun Ors 389 of its Krentonalnian revolutions, from which it flows that our year, according to the conventionally objective time calculation, is 389 times longer than that period of time which your favorites consider and call their year. It may not be without interest for you to know that these calculations were partly explained to me by the great arch-engineer of the universe, his measurability, Archangel Algamatant. May he be perfected unto the holy Anclad. He explained this to me when, on occasion of the first great misfortune to this planet Earth, he came to the planet Mars as one of the sacred members of the third most great commission. And the captain of the trans-space ship Omnipresent, with whom I had several friendly talks during that journey, also partly explained it to me during my journey home. Now it must be further noticed that you, as a three-brained being who arose on the planet Caritas, are at